I'm Carly Cornell.
And I'm Harvey Cornell, and we are Dragon Phoenix Games.
Today we want to introduce you to our cooperative adaptation of Agricola. It is a two-person adaptation, and Harvey's gonna, what?
Well, I'm just kind of distracted. I've never been good at recognizing sarcasm, but I've been working on it, and I think I've got it down. I think I can recognize sarcasm now. So I was just kind of thinking about that, and I was kind of proud of that.
You think you can recognize sarcasm when you hear it?
Yeah, I think I can. Why don't you try some on me, see if I can recognize it.
Yeah, he's getting it right.
What? Was that sarcasm?
You missed it. Anyway, so Harvey will explain our objectives for you.
Okay, as with most of our co-op adaptations, what we've done is made our victory condition be objective based instead of point based. But one of the unique things that we've done is, even though this is for two players, we only have one farm. We don't have two separate boards for our farm. We have just the one that we're using together, and we're just using one set of pieces. So we're purple together. We're purple. So we're just using the purple people and fences and everything. And the way that works is to start the game, I get to place one of the meeples and then she gets to place one of the meeples, and whoever was first. I mean, if we still follow the turn order like that. And since then, in this game that we have already underway, she's added a child, so she actually has control of two of our family members, and I have one. I still need to get another one. But our objective is to build up our farm to a certain point. One of the things that we have to do is all of the spaces on our farm have to be improved. That means they can't be still blank like this. Whether it's a field or a fenced pasture or houses, they all have to be improved. And by the end of the game, we have to have 4 of all the major animals and crops, including the people. So we have to have at least 4 cattle, at least 4 of the boars, at least 4 sheep, at least 4 grain, whether they're on the fields or in our supply, and at least 4 vegetables. And we also have to have at least 4 family members. Now, and in addition, any rooms that we have in our house must be made of stone at the end of the game. We can't win if they're still wood or clay. So that's our goal, is to improve our farm to that point before the normal end of the game on round 14. And now there's also some things that are going to be making it a little bit harder for us to accomplish this, and Carly's going to explain that to you.
Actually, there are a couple things that we've done. One is in terms of the occupations and the minor improvements, we have a couple little changes on that. There are some instructions on how many we start with. When we build an occupation, it's just for our own particular use. So I've built a seasonal worker and a cottager here, and those will apply when I'm placing meeples. They will not apply when Harvey is placing. However, if we make any minor or major improvements, those will be applicable for both of us. So you can see that we have already built a cooking hearth, which either of us can use, or the moldboard plow, which allows us to improve our plowing, and either of us can trigger that at any time. The other thing that goes on in the game that's a little different is that the opposing player is a bully player that is represented by these little red meeples here. And basically what happens is that during each turn, after we have completed our action, the bully player is going to move. I'll show you a little bit about how that works. If I were to go here and build some improvement, the meeple, the bully who is closest to me, which is this guy, would advance 1 step like this. If I were to go here when I complete my turn, he can't come directly behind, on top of me, so he's going to skip and go to the next column. And it just basically runs down the columns this way, across the board, across to it's here, and then comes back to the beginning, wherever the beginning happens to be at that time. So whoever is closest to the most recent action is the one that's going to move.
In the backwards order of the sequence. So
Right.
even if this one was closer, he's ahead of her in the sequence, so he would not move. It has to
Yeah.
be someone
Whoever's
behind her in the
closest
sequence.
behind me. Yeah. So.
And in addition,
Yeah.
what happens if they move on to a space that's got resources?
They take them. It's just
Yeah,
that
so-
simple. So you
so
know, they're
give us an
thieves.
example there.
They're you know. So if for example I were to go here and go fishing and take the food, that's great. I'm just gonna put him over here for the moment. But he's gonna come down here and take our reeds. So these, in addition to being bullies, they're also thieves and rustlers and you know other vile things. So they're going to be in there interfering with our game. They can also do things like make us give up improvements and some other penalties that
Uncompleted improvements
Yeah.
and things, but things from
that
our
are
hands.
all explained in the rules. So you'll see some of them as we activate them. We're going to show you around a play and go from there. So,
All
you
right.
ready?
And we already we've played for, you know, well, what are we're
We're
doing
round-
round 9 here, and we have a bit of a quandary already because we only have one extra room and one person in it, but we need the other room. But we've got some wood, but we haven't put our fences up, and we're getting behind, so it's already kind of a question about what we're going to do. We do have a lot of grain. We've done really well on the grain though. And we're now able to bake, and we haven't done our first bake, but we probably want to do that soon.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
you're first.
currently I'm first, but I have control of one meeple, so I'm going to place one, and then she's going to have to go twice because she's in control of 2. Like I said, the reason being is she is the one that took the action to expand the family, so she's in control of 2. Now she can't control another one until I make one, but we could go to 5 if we each have one, then we do one more. But right now I'm going to play once, and then she's going to play twice. And what I was thinking is she has this occupation that would allow her, if she goes to the day laborer, she can even pick up a vegetable at this point in the game. And we also have these extra fields. So what I was thinking is I'm going to go plow a field, and then we are allowed to use this moldboard plow to get an extra field. So we can put 2 fields in at the same time.
Yep.
For that play. Now, then we have to look back and see who will move if I do that. Now, he's going to take our reeds if we do that. And we only have 1 reed, and we need 1 more room. That's going to delay us on that. Unless I took I'm thinking with only 3 plays, if we did that and you got a vegetable here, then we could plant vegetables and grains and bake, and we need food. We're going to have at least 6 food.
Turn, so.
And the baking would give us 3, so we kind of need to do that, but that means we're still delaying our fencing, and we're delaying our farm expansion.
Well, and you're not getting your baby yet.
And that's what I'm saying, the farm expansion.
We really need that.
We need it, but we've got to get the food. And I think this might be the best path to getting the food this turn.
Yeah.
So even though I don't like it, we're going to lose all of our reed, and I'm not getting, well, since I'm first, there was no way I was getting the baby this turn anyway.
No, that's true.
But,
yeah. So then I'm going to go to the day laborer, and because I have, well, I've got a cottager. I wish.
well, first
We don't
off,
have
you
the
get
reed,
you
so
get
I
2
can't do anything.
You get the 2
So I'm
food
gonna
to
get
start
the
with
2 food,
for going there.
and then we're past round 6, so I can get a vegetable. And I could also either build a room or renovate, but we don't have 2 reeds, so I can't build the room.
And we don't have enough clay to
And-
do a renovation, which we don't want to do before we put the other room in anyway.
Right.
So
Right. So
I guess we have
that's
to
that.
pass.
And he is going to come take our fish.
Right, because, well, no, not true.
Yeah, no.
Not true. But the one right behind you is on the lessons.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So-
my mistake.
This
So
is the
he's
one that's
gonna
right
come-
behind her, so he's going to jump over it. He's going to jump into this space and block this entire board and take the wood off the coats.
Yeah. Okay. Then my second action will be to go here and do the planting on those fields that you so graciously made for us.
Which this guy will move up. Well, we're going to cover that in a minute so you can
Yeah,
see what
I wanna
happens. So
do
she's
that.
going to plant on
So
those
I'm
2
gonna
fields.
plant,
That gets
put
us
my
a second
vegetable.
vegetable.
And a couple grains.
Some
Now
grains.
like I say, we've got grains up the yin yang. But that's good because we can now
We
bake
bake,
bread.
and our cooking hearth says we get 3 food for a bake.
For each grain.
Can we turn in more than
We can do
one?
more than one. So what if we did a whole bunch of...
And then we're good for a while, right?
And then we don't have to worry about the food for the next few rounds, and we can do
Okay.
building because we're behind.
Okay.
Is
so
3 enough, you think?
oh, yeah, keep 2 of them. That's all right.
1,
You're going to
2,
get 9.
3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. So we got.
You
lots
did
of
check? You're
food.
sure we get to bake
Yes,
more
I
than
checked
one?
it.
Okay.
So-
We don't normally have enough to do that. It's not even an
No.
option usually.
Nope.
Okay, so now the thing is, she went here. This is the guy that's going to move. So let's demonstrate what happens when we move him.
So he comes here to house redevelop.
Yeah, but
Development.
now that one has the option to either build a major improvement or a minor improvement. So because he landed on that, there's an additional thing that happens.
Yeah.
That
get a
we
penalty.
have, because she's the one that went, she has to deal with the consequences of that. And so she's going to have to discard an unimproved minor
This
improvement.
one? Do we have to do both?
One of each. You're going to have to do one of these and one of these.
those.
Unless if you didn't have enough of these, we would have to take 2 from up there. But you got to get rid of one of those,
Okay.
which hurts maybe.
Yeah, it does. I think I'll give up the young animal market.
And then we're never going to make a fireplace now that we got a cooking hearth,
Right.
right? We can probably dump
I
that.
think that's fine. Okay. So there you go.
So that's what that caused for us.
Okay. And then we...
Now we have a harvest.
Harvest.
First thing is we
1,
get
2,
all that
3.
stuff.
So we can do some more
And
baking.
a vegetable.
And a vegetable.
I think we're doing
We're doing
great
good on
on the
fruit.
grain, and we got to start on the vegetables.
We need some animals too.
I
Animals,
know, but
another
we weren't
person.
able to build fences this turn. As a matter of fact, we can't even get my other child out yet.
Yeah.
Our other child. But anyway, that would
Anyway.
complete that round, and we're going to retrieve
Our people.
our people.
There you go.
Let's go ahead and at least start the next round and show you what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because now what happens during stocking, we're going to stock as usual, except that, for example, this guy is on the reed bank, so we will not stock the reed bank. We do need a sheep.
Yep.
We need a clay.
Yep.
She did that
I did the
one.
fish.
And now this is also occupied, so we cannot stock the copes either. So not only do they steal stuff when they move on to something,
They
but
also
they
block.
stay in between the rounds. They stay out, and if they're on a space that would get stocked, it doesn't get stocked. So again, we get no reed, which is going to delay us even more.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something to lure him out. So that's how it's played. You can find instructions for this at our website at www.dragonphoenixgames.com. Go to the page for Games for Friends and Lovers and press on one of the instruction buttons. If you'll give us your email address, we'll be happy to immediately give you access to the page where the instructions are. There's the instructions for this game, plus I think 15 or 16 others. It's a bunch.
Maybe 17.
Might
It's
be.
a bunch.
But we hope you enjoy the instructions, and like I say, the email is mostly so that we can tell you about more games that are coming out. So we hope you enjoy it, and have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.